This is my Ruger SFAR 7.62 308 small framed AR pattern rifle. Not really an AR-10, not really an AR-15. Very interesting gun. It has a lot of, might have been out of focus there. A lot of stuff online about it, some reliability issues based on the gas system. If you're running suppressed, I don't do suppressors. But yeah, I'm out here. I've got a Vortex Eagle 4-16 rifle scope on it. A cheap set of rings that I'm actually kind of unhappy with. You can kind of see maybe, I don't know if you can, it'll focus on that super well. It looks like my scope is shifting a little bit in there. That's the second time I've had a scope shift in that set of rings. I went and torqued the crap out of it. I'm getting a little bit more shift, so that's probably going to change. It's out here today shooting Winchester white box M80 149 grain full metal jacket and this Federal PowerShock 150 grain jacketed soft point. I wanted to talk a second about the gas system on this thing. I know that's been kind of a point of contention on these rifles. You might not even be able to see that there. Maybe if I could get it in the sun. This rifle has not really been shot. I bought it used, but I don't think it was shot very much. You can see I'm on gas setting 3. Talking about the gas system on the SFAR. From my research, I do not have the manual from Ruger, but what I can glean online is that the gas setting to run it on is whichever setting cycles the action reliably, and then there's like kind of a 100 to 200 round break-in period on the gas system. I have run a little bit of different stuff through the gun on the M80 ball ammo. Gas setting 3 seems to be what makes it run reliable. I've only put about maybe 150 rounds through it so far. I have tried a couple of different rounds. I've tried the M80, I've tried a few 380 rounds with gas setting 2, and it doesn't cycle reliably. So it's on gas setting 3 right now. I think there's a warning from Ruger about not running it on 3 very much because it could damage the rifle long term. I'm not a big round count rifle shooting guy. It's just I don't have the time. I don't do it very much. So I'm not super worried about that. Online I've seen people replace the gas block with a couple different options. And then in doing that, you're probably going to need to replace the handguard because it becomes a little difficult to reach the settings on the gas block. I've looked into it. I'm thinking about it. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as that goes. I might just run it, and if it continues to run reliably on setting 3 and I don't put a ton of rounds through it a year, I might just leave it there. It might not be an issue for me. I don't really run suppressors. I'm not super interested in that. I'm not that much of a shooter. I don't want to spend that much money on that kind of stuff. I definitely don't want to give the government, tax stamp money for stuff like that. I think it's silly. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I don't plan on running it suppressed. And so I'm just going to run the gas block what works. If I feel like it's becoming unreliable with the gas settings available from Ruger, I might change it out with like an adjustable gas block setup that's different. I don't know. So let me show you some accuracy results that I've got on paper here. Okay, we are looking at some accuracy results from the Ruger SFAR. This is the Winchester M80 full metal jacket. Pretty decent groups, for me anyway. We're looking at a little over 1.5 inches on both of those, maybe 1.75 inches. I was pretty surprised. Switched over to some Federal PowerShock, the blue box jacketed, blue box, that's a hard thing to say quickly. Jacketed soft points, 150 grain, 308. Pretty okay. I have the rifle sighted in with that M80 ball. That's actually a phenomenal group out of it. But look at this. This is what I'm like kind of confused, in shock. I'm not really sure what to think about it. So that was my first shots. Here's my finger. First shots on that one. I'm going to skip my second group. That's my third. This is all with that Federal. That was my fourth group, which I'm actually really impressed with. But look at the second group I got out of it. This is where I'm confused. You see I wrote on here, same hole, question mark, big question mark. I don't know. I'm like sitting here like, did I aim at the wrong target? I'm like looking around at my other stuff. I don't have any other bullet holes that I'm not familiar with. That is a 4-shot group on purpose because I just had 4 rounds left in the mag. But that's 3 rounds, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think I pulled the trigger 3 times. But 3 rounds all through the same hole is what it looks like. I could be wrong. I could have just completely sailed over the top. But look at this. I put the targets on these little real estate signs. This is my backstop. And I know you're kind of having to take for granted what I'm saying here. That to me looks like 1, 2, 3. 3 rounds through the same hole. And if that is the case, it wasn't me, man. That was a fluke. So, yeah, pretty impressed so far with the Ruger SFAR. And this is my experience. This is 1 of 1. So, take it for what it's worth. I like it. I like the small package. I like the 308 round. It's been running good for me. So yeah, there we go.